Good morning, guys. It's Tuesday. Okay, so we're learning about integers. Now, today's is going to be a little bit different than the last two. It's going to be a little bit tough. Okay, so please make sure that you are utilizing the IXL links that are on there, especially the adding one. Practice that a whole lot before your quiz that you have on. Wait. Yes, you have it on Wednesday. I'm so sorry. You have it on Wednesday. So make sure you are doing those IXL links. They are due on Thursday. I'm sorry, I'm looking at my whiteboard. They're due on Thursday, the IXL, but I strongly suggest that you do get them done before your quiz. Okay, so 11.3 is addition. Now, this is a funny thing. Here's the deal about addition. Y'all are going to have to start looking at numbers and integers differently now. When it says addition, it doesn't necessarily mean you're adding, okay? It should be adding and subtracting integers, because it really, even though there may be a plus sign on there, you're not always going to be adding. And I'm going to give you an example. We're dealing with negatives and positives, okay? And there are certain rules if the signs are the same or if they're different. The signs are the same, you will be adding. If the signs are different, you will subtract, okay? So let's get started. First of all, I'm going to show you examples with using a number line. Now, I know what I'm about to show you is easy, but I have to train you from my house to start seeing these things differently. If I were to give you 4 plus 2, I know, that's easy. 6, right? Okay, but you need to understand the concept. That is a positive 4, and that is a positive 2. You need to now, from here on out, especially next year in pre-algebra and algebra 1, you can no longer look at this as plus 2. That is a positive 2. That is a positive 4, because remember, if there's no sign there, that means it's positive. And that is a positive 2. And what we're doing is combining a positive 4 and a positive 2. From here on out, gone are the days where that's just 4 plus 2. Okay? So if we were doing this on a number line, guys, you know there's more coming, so bear with me. This is probably going to take me a while just because I got to keep drawing the number line over and over. Okay, when you have a math problem, you start at 0. Okay, from now on. Some of you are going to get to the point where you don't need the number line, and next year especially, you're going to have to know this stuff on the fly, okay? This year, if you need to draw a number line for every single problem, so be it, even on the quiz. But for next year, that's going to have to go away. That's kind of like counting on your fingers. You know, we got to start getting away from that. Okay, so when you're doing adding and subtracting now, you start at 0, you go forward 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you're adding 2. That's a positive 2. 1, 2. So you go plus 4 and then plus 2. That gives you a positive 6. So your answer is 6. Okay, that's me showing you how to do this on the number line. If I were to give you an example, negative 2 plus negative 3. You draw your number line. Okay, you start at 0. That is a -2, and that is a -3. Okay, we're combining those. You start at 0 and you move left 2 places. 1, 2. That's -2. Then you go left. You're subtracting, basically. You're going 3 more places. 1, 2, 3. Your answer is -5. Okay, so you start at the 0 and you go that many places. -2 and then -3. That gives you a -5. Okay? However, there's another way of remembering this. If signs means plus or minus are the same, add and keep the sign. For example, -2 plus -1 plus -3. They have these parentheses here because they want you to know that those are negative. Okay, so we could do a number line and be hopping all over the place. You would start at 0, go 2, then go 1, and then go 3. Or, notice, that's a negative, that's a negative, that's a negative. The signs are the same. They're all negatives, yes? Then you add and keep the sign. If the signs are the same, add and keep the sign. So boys and girls, what is 2 plus 1 plus 3? It's 6. And they're all negative, so you keep the sign. Now, for some people, they have trouble remembering this rule. Guys, I have Algebra 1 students that forget this. So if this is like blowing your mind, you're in good company, because even some of my 9th graders struggle with this, all right? It takes practice, non-stop practice. Even when you get it, if we don't do it for like a month and come back to it, oh my gosh. It's like, oh my gosh, I thought I knew, I remember doing it, blah, blah. So you may have to keep practicing this on IXL. That's going to be on y'all. But just remember, if the signs are the same, you add and keep the sign. Let's do another one. -6 plus -7. The signs are the same. That's a negative and that's a negative. So we add. 6 plus 7 is 13. And since they're the same, we keep the sign. (15 plus 8). Yes, I know you know how to do that. That's because you've been trained. This is a positive 15. That's a positive 8. Are the signs the same? Yes, they're both positive. So you add and keep the sign. 15 plus 8 is 23. And you don't have to put a plus sign there. You can if that makes you feel comfortable. IXL and your teacher is not going to be upset with that. Because if you're grasping this concept of positives and negatives, then you're doing a great job. I will tell you this. Y'all know that my daughter is in all honors classes and National Honor Society and everything like that, and the high school, right? And her taking dual credits and this and that. When she was doing this, her brain, y'all's brain, especially starting next year and all through Algebra 2, your brain starts being trained to view these as just negatives and negatives and positive being combined, you're done with the whole this is 15 plus 8 thing. It's gone. To the point that she would get some of these easy ones wrong because she was overthinking it. She had forgotten the simplicity of just 15 plus 8 because she started, seeing them individually. And you'll see what I'm talking about one day. All right, let's do another one. -4, that's a 4 plus, -13 plus -5. Okay, are the signs the same? That's a negative, that's a negative, and that's a negative. Remember, we look at the sign right in front of the number. Those are all negative, so they're the same. So therefore, we add and keep the sign. 4 plus 13 plus 5. Now let y'all think about what you think your answer is, and then I'll write it down. 4 plus 13 plus 5 is 22. And we keep the sign, so it's -22. Okay, so when the signs are the same, you keep the sign, you add and keep the sign. I'll do one more. 3 plus 5. That's a +3. That's a +5. See, this has a plus sign, but really that negative is with the 13, so that's negative. So these are both positive. The signs are the same, so we add and keep the sign. 3 plus 5 is 8, and we keep it as a positive. Okay, next. And yes, your quiz tomorrow is going to be over this, so make sure you're learning this. Now I'm going to throw something at you. If signs are different, this time you subtract and keep sign of largest digit. If the signs are different, you subtract and keep sign of largest. Okay? All right. Let's do some examples. -6 plus 4. Okay, that is a negative. That is a positive. The signs are not the same. That's a negative and that's a positive. Okay? So then if they're different, you subtract. So 6 minus 4 is what? 2. And you keep the sign of the largest digit. Largest digit is 6. It's a negative, right? There's your answer. I'm going to show you on the number line. Okay, so we start with 0. We're starting at 0 with the first digit. It's -6. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Did I miss one? Start at 0. Don't be like me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we add 4. That's +4. Positive's going this way. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's our -2. See that? So you started at 0. We went this way for -6, for -6. And then that's a positive 4, so we're going back this direction. 1, 2, 3, 4. We end up here at negative 2. Or you can remember this rule. If the signs are different, you subtract and keep the sign of the largest digit. And that 6 is largest. Let's do another. Negative 3 plus 9. Okay, this is a negative. That is a positive. The signs are different, so we're going to subtract. 9 minus 3 is 6, and we're going to keep the sign of the largest digit. The largest digit is 9. See how that's larger than 3, right? The 9 is positive, so the answer is positive. Let me show you on the number line. Okay, we're going to start on 0, and we go left 3 because that's minus 3. 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to add 9, and that's going this direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There I have that. The number line is there. If you get the number line and that's easier, then stick with it right now. Okay? Seriously, stick with it. If you're getting this, then stick with that. Figure out which one works for you. You're in 6th grade. It's A-okay. It's okay. I don't even care if people count on fingers. I've told y'all that. I don't give y'all timed tests or quizzes. Y'all can have all the time in the world you need to do these things, okay? I'm not concerned about how fast you get the answer. I'm concerned as to whether you can get the answer, okay? There's no awards for speed in math. That's just me. I want you to get the right answer. All right, 5 plus negative 2. Guys, that's a positive 5. Again, notice there's no sign before that 5, so that makes it positive. Now, if there's a negative there, like that 3, then it'd be negative, but no sign means positive. Great, hold on just a second. My computer is dying. Hold on. Sorry, y'all. I hate wasting your time. Okay. All right, we're back. All right, so that's a positive 5. That's a negative 2. Negative 2. Don't worry about that. Y'all need to just train yourselves not to even look at that anymore. Positive 5 and negative 2. The signs are different, so you're going to subtract. So 5 minus 2 is 3. And you keep the sign of the largest digit. 5 is your largest digit. It is positive, so therefore, that's positive. Let's do some more. Negative 5 and positive 8. That's a negative and that's a positive. Signs are different, so you subtract. 8 minus 5 is 3. 8 is the largest digit. It's positive, so your answer is positive. Just happens it doesn't. That's kind of crazy. Okay. I keep checking if I'm making a mistake. All right. 21 plus negative 8. That 21 is positive, even though it doesn't have a sign in front of it. That makes it positive. That, even though there's a plus sign there, that's negative. The signs are different, because that's positive and that's negative, so you subtract. 21 minus 8 is 13. 21 is your largest digit. It's positive, so 13 is positive. 8 plus negative 11, positive 8, negative 11. The signs are different, therefore we subtract. 11 minus 8, whoops, I wrote down the wrong problem. That's supposed to be plus 6. Okay, so we're going to work, that's a plus 6. We're going to work left to right. Those signs are different, so we subtract. 11 minus 8, what would that be? That's 3. 11 is the largest digit. It's negative, so that's a negative 3. And we rewrite our problem. That was supposed to be a plus 6. Now, we have a negative and a positive. Okay? The signs are different. That's a negative and that's a positive. So we subtract. 6 minus 3 is 3. The largest digit is 6. It's positive, so your answer is 3. Okay. Let's start doing some examples from your book. So, examples. Page 491. Let's look at number 1. Okay, so for this group, it says just tell whether each sum is going to be positive, negative, or neither. You don't even have to work it out. You do not have to work it out. So number 1 is negative 8 plus 13. Is the answer going to be positive or negative? Well, that's negative and that's positive, so you would be subtracting and keeping the sign of the largest digit. Largest digit is 13. It's positive. So your answer is positive. 3. It's 9 plus negative 15. Signs are different, so we would be subtracting and keeping the sign of the largest digit. 15 is the largest digit, so your answer would be negative. Negative 4 plus negative 12. Okay, guys, if the signs are the same, that's a negative and that's a negative. Remember the rule, if the signs are the same, you add and keep the sign. So since they're both the same, we keep the sign. So then the answer would be negative. Okay, if this is confusing, after I'm done, go back and rewatch this. I don't care if you have to rewatch it 5 or 6 times, okay? If after you've done this, you're still confused, let me know. But again, if the signs are different, you subtract and keep the sign of the largest digit, which is 13. It's positive. They don't want you to write down the answer. They just want to know what would the answer be, positive or negative or neither. Okay, so that's what we're doing here. 7. I have 18 plus negative 18. Signs are different, right? So you'd be subtracting, correct? And you'd take the sign of the largest digit, but they're both the same. Well, guess what? 18 minus 18, what is that? That's 0. So then your answer is neither. Okay? If I'm going too fast, you need to watch this and then rewind, watch again, and pause every now and then. Okay, we're going to skip 9, 10. We're going to go straight to 11. Okay, this time they want you to just solve. So I have negative 4 plus negative 4. Signs are the same. That's a negative and a negative. So if the signs are the same, you add and keep the sign. So 4 plus 4 is 8, and we keep the sign. Okay? Now, this one, I'm going to write down the problem. As soon as I write down, I'm going to pause, and you're going to pause the video. You're going to write down the answer, and then you're going to press play and see if you got it correct and why. Okay, so from here on out, every example I do, I'm going to pause after I write it. You are to try to do it on your own, since I can't call on you guys. You know, I can't call to check for understanding or anything. So I need y'all to do this on your own. So negative 21 plus 40. Pause. Okay, the signs are different. That's a negative, that's a positive. If the signs are different, we subtract and keep the sign of the largest digit. So 40 minus 21 is 19. 40 is my largest digit. It's positive, so therefore the answer is positive. $15. 35 plus negative 7. Pause. Okay, this is a positive 35 and a negative 7. The signs are different, so we subtract, and that'd be 28. And we take the sign of the largest digit. The largest digit is 35. It's positive, so therefore your answer is positive. If you're getting these wrong, and then you're listening to my explanation, hopefully it's starting to make sense, okay? If after I'm done, it does not, it is worth it to go back and start over and see this again. Sometimes I have to do that. Trust me, I've told y'all, I grew up with learning disabilities. I still have them, and sometimes I have to watch this stuff, like YouTube videos on how to do this, that, and the other. I have to watch it multiple times till it clicks. But I don't just say, I don't get it, and I quit. No, can't do that in life. All right, negative 88 plus negative 43. Okay, pause. All right, that's a negative and that's a negative. When the signs are the same, we add and keep the sign. So 88 plus 43 is 131. They're both negative, so therefore the answer is negative. Negative 23 plus 6. Pause. All right. It's a negative and a positive. Negative 23 and positive 6. The signs are different, so then you subtract and take the sign of the largest digit. If you subtract, you get 17. Your largest digit is this 23. It's negative, so your answer is negative 17. 21. Yes, we're doing a lot of examples today. Negative 9 plus negative 7. Pause. All right, that is a negative and that's a negative. Negative 9, negative 7. You're combining negative 9 and negative 7. The signs are the same. They're the same. You add and keep the sign. 9 plus 7 is 16. They're both negative, so then your answer is negative. 23. Some of you are rolling your eyes. I know. Too bad. Negative 4 plus negative 7. Pause. Okay? That's a negative, that's a negative. The signs are the same. The rule is, if the signs are the same, you add. So 7 plus 4 is 11. And you keep the sign. They're both negative, so the answer is negative. Okay, I'm going to skip to 29. This is our last one. 18 plus negative 9. Pause. All right, that is a positive 18. Please don't let that mess you up. There's no sign in front of there, so therefore it is positive. That's a negative 9. The signs are different. That's positive, that's negative, so you subtract. If the signs are different, you subtract and take the sign of the largest digit. The largest digit is 18. It is positive, therefore your answer is positive. Okay? All right. Today is Tuesday. You are doing page 491. I have you doing a few problems, by the way. See, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh man, I need to do some of those at the bottom. Hold on. I know you thought you got away with it, but I need to do a couple down here. 31. Negative 13 plus 16 plus 2. We got to do some of these. So hold on. Okay, you can pause this and try to do it yourself. That's negative 13, and we work left to right. Negative 13 and positive 16. Those signs are different. So you're going to subtract and take the sign of the largest. 13 minus, or 16 minus 13 is 3. And 16 is the largest, so it's positive. Bring down that plus 2. Your answer is 5. Okay? Let's do another. 33. Negative 24 plus negative 18 plus negative 12. Okay, we work left to right because we're just doing plus and minus, so you don't have to worry about order of operations right now. So right there, that's a negative and that's a negative. So the rule is, if the signs are the same, we add and we take the sign of the largest. That is, not the largest, they keep the sign because the signs are the same. So that is 42. Both of them are the negative, so it stays negative. Bring down the rest of your problem. Rewrite the rest of your problem. That's a negative and that's a negative, right? So if the signs are the same, we add and we keep the sign. One more and then I'll set you free. 35. Negative 21 plus 34 plus negative 19. Okay, we work left to right. That's a negative and that's a positive. The signs are different. Therefore, we subtract and take the sign of the largest, right? Okay, so 34 minus 21 is 13. 34 is your largest digit. It's positive, so 13 stays positive. And we rewrite the rest of your problem. That's a positive, that's a negative. When the signs are different, you subtract and take the sign of the largest. 19 minus 13 is 6. 19 is your largest. It's negative, therefore your answer is negative. Okay, now you can do some work. 491. You're going to be doing 2 through 8 even. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to be doing numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 12 through 26 even. And then 32 through 36 even. All right, because y'all are going to need practice on this. This is due Wednesday, okay? You have a quiz on this Wednesday. Your IXL is due Thursday. Josh has already said he's completed it. We'll see about that, Josh. Okay, so if you have any questions, let me know. This shouldn't, especially the first part, shouldn't take you very long. Okay, if you have questions, but just let me know. All right, take care, guys. Bye-bye.